At the end of the video, I'm going to have updates on what's going on with the project. Anyways, we're going to get into this video right now. We're going to do that. Alright. So, I think one problem with our politicians and our media and celebrities, just really anybody that's a public figure, all public figures seem to have developed this one problem. They have not evolved with the rest of the world. They no longer realize they're in the world that they are in. So they say this one thing, and that's when everything goes off the rail. What difference will it make? Nobody's gonna know. Right? I can just hear it in my fucking head whenever I hear one of these stories. So Pete Bootyjudge, the transportation secretary, does not have enough money to have a car. He had to ride his bike into work. He's very frivolous with spending, apparently. So, he's a high-powered man. He controls all of the infrastructure and transportation in the country. And he's riding his bike into work. Now, if you think that's sad, and I do, then there's one thing that you should know, make you maybe feel better about the whole situation. He didn't ride his bike the whole 3 miles to work. No. That's fucking crazy talk. No. He had him drive him so far, right? And then they dropped him off. And then they had, of course, security flanking him as he rode his bike to the fucking building. And I can just hear somebody saying, you think we're going to get caught driving you most of the way? You think somebody's going to notice that shit? And he probably went, nobody's going to know. Everybody's going to know. Somehow, some way, everybody's going to know. If you're if you're Pete Bootyjudge, you ain't getting away with shit if you're doing it in the public. Now, I mean, if they would have driven his ass to some government building that had a garage or whatever, and they drove cars into the garage, right? And then Pete Bootyjudge fucking comes riding his bike out afterwards. Ching ching. Look who rolled up on the Schwinn. Fucking dude, Bootyjudge comes rolling out. Ain't nobody gonna think twice about it, because who knows when the fuck he got there, what the fuck he's doing, why he's riding a bike from this building to there, he's doing a thing, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter, right? So at that point, that would be a thing. But I don't know. I don't know. But I'm just guessing that they just pulled up on the street and they were like, all right, let's pull the bike out the back. And they're pulling the bike out of the back of some SUV, and everybody's looking at Pete Bootyjudge standing there waiting for his bike to get pulled out by fucking Secret Service, and they're looking at him like, they drove you to here so that you could ride your bike the rest of the way to fucking work? And there you go. Now we know, right? Nancy Pelosi, oh, I'm just going to go get my hair did because, I'm allowed. And fuck it, who's going to know? We all know. You know what I mean? Now we all know. We saw it on video. We live in the surveillance world, my friend. We all wanted this. You remember? Jesus Christ, I don't know, what was it, 2001, say around September, October-ish, right? And I think we all kind of said, well, we'll give up some of our freedoms for safety. And some of us said, that's a bad idea. We need better security, not less freedom. And we were shouted down because we needed better security, and if we got to trade freedom for that, then that's fine. Louis C.K. had this fucking hysterical bit that I've only ever heard it on Opie and Anthony when he was on O&A, one of the shows. But he was talking about the fast pass, right? When I don't know what states all have it at this point. I know that in the cluster of states that I'm around, we all kind of got it. It's this thing that you stick up on your fucking windshield, and when you go to the turnpike, you know, the toll fucking booth, there's fast pass lanes, and you just go up to the thing, the little thingy that you stick on your windshield, it radios to the thing, and it goes, alright, you went through here, we'll charge you, and it just kind of charges off the money that you have set on the fucking thing, right? And it's nice. I mean, it's really nice. But, like, you know, it's pinging that this person is here now, right? So, a bunch of people that were doing things they shouldn't have been doing, right? Right? A bunch of people that were doing things that they shouldn't have been doing were like, I don't want the government to know where I am when I'm getting on and off the expressway. And a lot of the problem of it was truck drivers that were like, hey, look, because sometimes they'll get off at a rest stop, they'll get on, then go get off at a rest stop and fucking whatever it is that they do that they shouldn't be doing or whatever. And then, you know, maybe it's an hour or so longer than they should have been on the expressway or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And they were like, oh, fuck. And, like, everybody had a problem with this thing. No, I'm not giving up my fucking security, letting the government know where I am and when. Hell no. Right? And then now, what do we do on Facebook? Oh, I'm here. Everybody see the picture of me here? This is where I am right now. And in 5 minutes, I'm going to show you another picture of exactly where I am. We totally just threw all that out the window for social media, right? Social media said, well, you'll be able to tell people wherever you are, whenever you are. And we said, fuck no, I don't want that. And here we are. And if you're posting regularly to social media, everybody knows where you are at all times. Oh shit, didn't realize that, did you? So now here we are, right? Like, that's the world we live in, dummy. This is a full recording and editing studio in my pocket. I can take still pictures, I can take video, and I've got editing software here both ways so that I can do whatever I want with it. I can make this video with this phone if I really, really wanted to give you a shitty kind of video. But nevertheless, I can do something with it to a degree wherein you think you're going to get away with something like this. Ride his bike to work. Yeah, you rode his bike to work the whole way. Did you? Something tells me. No, you didn't. You want to know why? And here's the thing. Even if nobody would have caught this, and the story would have just stayed, he rode his bike to work the whole way, and nobody caught that he didn't, right? Even if he got away with it, right? I still wouldn't believe it. Even if he actually did it. Even if there's video of him doing it the whole way, I still wouldn't believe it. You want to know why? Because Pete Bootyjudge doesn't really strike me as a doer. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't strike me as a doer. Think about it. The man has a legacy. It's not one that many people know of. But some of you might remember commercials in the past. Commercials from, I believe it was Domino's, might have been pizza, but who fucking knows? One of the pizza places, right? In Pete Bootyjudge's city, they were doing videos about how they were paying to fill potholes because it was getting ridiculous in the community and their drivers' cars were getting fucked up. And it was going to ultimately be cheaper and safer for everybody. So they said, we see a problem. We're doers. We're going to do something about it. So they went around and got asphalt, hot asphalt, and filled that shit. Or they paid somebody to do it, or fucking whatever. They figured it out. Right? In Pete Bootyjudge's district, where that man, Mayor Pete, couldn't get the potholes filled. But Papa John could. He knew who to call. The guy that fills potholes. Don't you know who the guy that fills potholes is, Bootyjudge? Because that's going to suck for all of us. Well, honestly, it might actually be good that he's at the federal level. Because now all the roads and shit are going to be handled by people at the state level. Of course, they're trying to pull more and more control up to the federal level. So, we might all be dealing with potholes pretty soon until our pizza companies come through for us. Right? Maybe the Bootyjudge might have learned something, and maybe when he starts hearing about nationwide potholes, when they've pulled all that shit up to him, then he'd go, oh, I know how to fix that. I'm going to call Domino's. And people will go, you're going to order a pizza? No. They fixed all the potholes in my last town that I ran because I was not a doer. He just doesn't strike me as a doer. You know? I don't think he would really do it. I think that if he was going to do it, he'd half fucking ass it. I think he got driven halfway. That's exactly what I would say if there was video of him the whole fucking way. I would say, this has been done over days and it's been pieced together. He rode halfway to work the first day, and then they drove his ass in. And then he rode halfway to work the other day, but they drove his ass halfway there and took over from where they stopped the last time. Like, I don't fucking believe it. Can you see where it starts raining right in the middle? Like, all of a sudden, there he is, and it's sunny. And then the next shot, it's raining. Yeah, it would be something like that. Like, he'd half-ass it. Because he's a half-ass. That's why pizza companies are filling potholes in his community, because he can't fucking get it done. Because he's not a doer. Right? He talks a lot of shit, like all the Democrats do, and doesn't do anything. Likewise, all the Republicans also don't fucking do anything. So, a bunch of not doers out there. The only doer we had was Donald Trump. And now we've got Joe Biden. And Joe Biden has figured out how to be a doer. And woe be upon us. Because holy shit. Like, honestly, at first I was like, well, it's Joe Biden. He ain't do anything. He's not a doer. Well, boy, was I wrong. Joe Biden is a doer. Holy shit. He's done in a whole lot of fucking people's careers. He is doing shit, man. He's doing a lot of shit. So Joe Biden's a doer, and that's unfortunate for us. None of the rest of them are doers. Pete Bootyjudge, he's not a doer. That's why he's got people driving his ass in halfway, because he can't fucking hack it the whole 3 miles. Probably because he can't fucking do a 3-mile bike ride. That's my guess. I'll admit, I couldn't. That's why I have a car. Because I can't ride a bike to work every day. And don't fucking want to. Because as soon as I get up in the morning, after having maybe slept 4 hours if I'm lucky, the last thing on my mind is riding into fucking work. On my bike. Fuck no. And I don't want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning so I can be ready to leave by 6:30 so that I can have a fucking half an hour bike ride. Hell no. So, I don't know. I thank God for cars. And Pete Bootyjudge too. He thanks God for cars. Because otherwise he'd have had to ride his bike the whole fucking way. And he didn't want to do that dumb shit. Because he's not a doer. So, The documentary has hit a stall. Over the weekend, I was working on it, kind of just thinking about it in my head, how I'm going to piece it together, what I want to do. And I didn't like every idea that I had, because I'm just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to really do it the way I want to. Because I want to go through and kind of like dissect what's happening in each scene. And so I'm like, this is going to be fucking 5 hours long. And so I'm like, well, maybe I can just like do specific parts. But then I'm like, well, okay. And then I'm kind of like thinking through, you know, not really a script, but like a script. Like I'm kind of doing it, you know, just kind of in my head, out loud to myself and whatnot, you know, while I'm just sitting here playing games and shit. And it's taken forever. So I've hit a stall. I'm still doing it. It's just now I'm thinking what I'm going to wind up doing is going to be a series of videos comparing and contrasting scenes from the movies and doing it that way. Like it's going to be more topical, like the way that relationships between children and adults are portrayed, and like that will be one of the segments. And then I'll go through kind of that aspect of both movies, and it'll be something that goes through both movies. So it's not going to be like, we're looking at this one scene. It's not going to really be that. I'm thinking more that aspect of everything. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to wind up doing. Should probably put this at the end of the video.